Hey guys, say something so I know you guys are here. Hello. There you go. Hey, there you are, Ethel. The whole thing just cut off. Hi, Huggy. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to leave them like this. So I'm like, all right, I'll do like a live for like an hour just so I'm not like, it's because I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So here I am. Ask away. You guys have any questions? You want to discuss anything? Because like I already said in the video, so I don't know what else to talk about. So give me something to talk about. Anything? Kratz's letter was the bomb, huh? Do I think Barb knows? I think so. That's just my opinion. I don't I don't think she knows to the extent of it, but I think she definitely knows. And like I said in the video, it would be wonderful if she stuck up for Brendan the way she does for Bobby and Scott. But she's a low life. I mean, she really backs Bobby though. Like, oh, he's got 2 kids. Well, what if Brandon would have had a whole family? Like, you took away Brendan's life if you actually knew. So, I mean, I don't see how any of them did know. What's up, Ericos? So, if you ever done a premiere, it like cuts off at the end. So, I didn't know what to do. So, I was like, all right, let me just do a live for like a half hour or something. I'm just kind of much. Kratz is a disgusting pig. I totally agree. I read that letter. I was shocked. Shocked. And not shocked, like, it doesn't surprise me he did it, but it's still like, "Oh my god, you're a fucking DA, like, you're just disgusting." Do So I'm trying to I still can't think of the third thing that I was gonna say, as far as like, questions. Mom of the year there through I totally agree with you. Um Under the bus. I totally, totally, totally agree with that, Ethel. Totally. I have always said that. That I really believe that they threw Brendan away, like for one of 2 reasons. Either one, because they thought, let me lower the camera a little. One, because they thought he didn't matter, like he, is he's slow or whatever, or they thought maybe, just maybe, because he was a juvenile, so he would only get like 2 years if he took the fall. That's the other thing I was thinking. Is there any way the people of Wisconsin could get him disbarred? I don't know. I think Kratz is pretty much disbarred already. Leah, his wonderful wife, had made a comment yesterday or a couple of days ago on Twitter stating that, he's taking a break from the law and, it's all because of all of us and yada, yada, yada. But he leaves it open just in case he could practice law again. That's that's the other thing. No, that's one of the biggest problems in this case is that it was so long ago. Except for Colburn and maybe one other person, all these people are retired already or almost dead. And granted, they could lose their pension, but nobody's going to go after them the way if they were like rookies 10 years ago and now they're only 25, or 30 or something. But these guys are like 60 and 70. So I don't know what they're going to do with it. And I don't think it matters as much as if they were young. That's just personal opinion. I think it's just thinking, well, supposedly she really cared about him. Irikos is one. He's like, he's friends with the family. He would know more about that than I do. I do not speak to them. I have not spoken to them in 2 years. They won't sit in jail like they should. I agree. They definitely won't. Absolutely will not. And it's a sad fact because every single one of them should be disbarred. I mean, just look at Kaczynski alone. Every appellate court said that he wasn't I was just reading about the letter. Yeah. That he wasn't, what's it called? Fuck, I forgot what it's called. that he was a good lawyer. Like, I can't think of the right term all of a sudden. The man was in jail. He was a judge, and he was just arrested this past year for like harassing his secretary or whatever. They put him in orange and arrested him. That is so fucking unheard of for a judge. Like, that doesn't happen to judges. Like, but yet they don't think that he was bad in his lawyer, as being a lawyer to Brendan. Like, it just keeps getting worse and worse. So, yeah, Kate, that letter was insane. Like, totally insane. I don't even want to truly say where I got it from, because they got it from the family room, and for the most part, anyone associated in those family rooms with Carla and them, and if they're associated with me, they get X'd. So they try to keep quiet just in case something good comes up, like getting that letter yesterday, which was awesome. That wasn't current. That was from 2010. That was right before the sex scandal. And then obviously she saw the sex scandal on the news, and that's when she wrote it. Only in Wisconsin, my friend, home of Paul Ryan. Yeah, Walker, their governor, he's not going to do jack shit. He doesn't give a shit. They are all going to protect each other 110%, and that's a sad fact. Totally sad fact, but they're not going to give. They're not going to budge. I just recently read an article about Schimmel. I guess when Schimmel was the DA of Waukesha County, he allowed at least 26 rape kits to remain untested. Then he was still voted as Attorney General. Yep. It's a fucked up state, and there's no doubt about that. What else? Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I haven't done much research on Schimmel. I just never did. Anyone else got anything? Do? Anyone? Question? I still can't think of the third thing I was going to say. I don't remember. Hey, Ericos, you still here? Say yes if you are. Ericos. I guess he left me. No, there you are. Question, since you're in the family room, so Bobby's not in jail. Like, has that been confirmed? Because we have no confirmation. And I know Barb and everyone lies, so we can't even go by them either. But I'm just curious if like, I didn't see anything that he was in jail. Rumor has it his wife left, but we can't get confirmation on that either. So I figure you might, some people, you might be able to tell me, or tell my audience, who's also your audience, if anything is going on. Say again. So rumor has it that Bobby's in jail, which I haven't been able to confirm, or that his wife left him, took the kids and left because of everything that's going on. Can you confirm or deny? While you do that, I don't have, none of us have confirmation, unfortunately. Kate says, I pressed charges against a kid that sexually attacked my 15-year-old. I happen to say the judge threw the book at him. You would think most judges would throw the book at them, but think about it. Imagine the DA is just as bad. I mean, it's horrendous. Anyone know the story behind Juror 11's dodgy car crash and his claims of a tainted jury? Yeah, I do, Huggy. There were different stories. I can't remember exactly, but there were different stories where the first one was like their daughter, I don't remember if it was a male or female, but his daughter or something was driving and was heading down to the courthouse or something in order to bring something to someone. I don't remember exactly, but the daughter was in a car crash with somebody, like the police or something. I don't remember totally. but it was either blatantly obvious or somebody was lying. I honestly don't remember exactly, but they asked Stephen if he wanted a mistrial from it, and Stephen's defense said no, which they should have, but I guess it didn't really matter at that point. It was something along those lines. The letter from a mother of a minor, he was asking, yeah. Yes, and the DA didn't ask my daughter any kind of questions or cry. Yeah, that's pretty sick. There's no reason for him to know that. It's just his own sick fantasies. He's just disgusting. Brad is saying, yeah, that's another thing. I can't confirm this, but there is one person in my group who I've known for a couple of years. We may fight sometimes, we may go head to head sometimes, but Bernard Phillips, he definitely researches everything. And if I'm not sure, if I remember something, I'll go to him, and he's not a rumor starter. And even though I may not agree with him all the time, he knows what he's talking about for the most part. He heard that Brad Dassey is saying that Bobby's guilty, or thinking that Bobby's guilty. So that could be something that's pretty interesting. It's when you have your own brothers thinking they're guilty, and I don't know why Brad didn't participate in MAM too. I really don't. He's been pretty outspoken, so I'm kind of surprised that he never did. Yeah, I still can't get over the letter, honestly. I can, but I can't. I would have been mortified. And how did Kratz's secretary not think there was something wrong with the questioning? It doesn't fucking matter where he ejaculated. It doesn't matter if, the guy's a sex offender. It's the only thing that should have mattered. I would have pulled my daughter from the interview. I would have been like, you're a sick fuck. So, but then again, that's Wisconsin. Let's see, did I miss everyone? So, Huggy, I know I didn't answer your question exactly the way. Oh, you all said about a tainted jury. It was a tainted jury. The head person of the jury, I forgot, jury foreman. I don't know why my brain is dead today. The jury foreman was the lead detective's son or something. Like he was tied to the police. I would really like to see the Halbachs forgive Stephen and Brendan once they exonerate. They have to. I don't want the Halbachs to end up on the wrong side of this. Love that Patty Bernstein forgave Stephen. She had to forgive Stephen. He didn't do it. It'll be very interesting what the Halbachs did. And speaking of the Halbachs, someone posted something in Uncensored today about which we all read, but it was posted back in August. I think TikTok Manitowoc had posted it. But I was listening to Karen's phone call again to the police. Her daughter's missing, and she's as calm as can be. Almost like casual, yeah, my daughter's missing. I found it very odd. And I know I found it odd 8 months ago, but I found it even odd now. Your daughter's missing. You're usually not that calm, but I don't know. You calling the police. I just don't know why you would, right, Hawkeye? It's just very strange. She was just too mellow, too nonchalant. I don't know. I watch a lot of Disappeared on ID, and these people are panicked. So-and-so, hey, Mark, hey, so-and-so, the police, I'm missing my daughter. She's been gone for 5 days. People are more in a panic. She was so mellow, so I was kind of surprised. I didn't know Kratz was making a run for Congress when the sexting scandal came out. Damn. As sick as it is, Kratz could have ran this season. Love ID channel. Me too, Miranda. I used to watch it a lot more, but I cut cable, so now I only get ID live. Penny Bernstein still thinks Stephen Avery's guilty of killing Teresa Hubb. Really, Denise? I didn't know that. Even though she knows he's the one that attacked her, even she didn't presume him innocent. That's very true. Hey, James, I'm glad you made it this time. This was like, I wasn't even going to do live, but I did a premiere on the video, and when the video ended, it completely blacked out, so I didn't want to leave everyone hanging. So that's why I just like, fuck it, I'll just do a live one. I found a video Teresa made about if I die, very odd. Stephanie, I kind of agree, but everybody said that was like a school project or something. And that's why she did it. I mean, I talk about it sometimes though. I'm like, if I died, what would happen to my kids? Like if I die, granted I'm older with children, but I can see it if it was a school project. I watched Scott Bloodham on the camera for the first time today. He's acting. Isn't it strange how many people seem to be acting? I hate that friend from college. Don't even get me started on him. Scott Bloodham, Pam, Mike. Pam's a joke. But then again, Mark, in my opinion, it's because they were all involved in a cover-up. Cover-up's big. I mean, you could do jail time for a cover-up. One person leaks, you can do jail for that. So I can see them like really being worried about something like that, honestly. Pam from God, that's it. Their acting is obvious, in my opinion, just because they are involved in a cover up. Denise, I hate that college friend. I think he's a fucking idiot. Anyone that can go on making a murder or two in front of millions of people and say it really doesn't matter if they're innocent or not, just lost my respect right then and there. I was done with him right after that. I was like, you know what? This guy's a fucking idiot. I'm done. So I agree with you. He's totally strung out. How could Stephen be so calm when he talked to his girlfriend at 5 o'clock if he just murdered TH? I totally agree with you. Big court, it depends who you ask. It really depends on who you ask. If you ask guilters, they'll tell you that he wasn't calm and he's such a good psychopath that that's what he does and blah, blah, blah. But so many people forget. And if you're new to making a murder and you just watched all the episodes, but you're not familiar with everything that went on, Stephen was the most calmest motherfucker out there. Like, granted, he had a temper. What man doesn't? Sorry, men, but it's true. Women know what I'm talking about when they're cranky or hungry. But I mean, the truth is, Stephen admitted to anything he's ever done. Why would he hide this so much? I mean, he's admitted to everything he's ever done in his life. That's honorable. Did I hear someone was arrested today? Maybe Scott or Bobby. Nah, James, as far as I know, it's all rumor. We have no confirmation that he was arrested. Wisconsin courts do not show he was arrested. Nothing. I agree, Stephanie. His friend from college is on my list. He's just a dick. 2 calls with Jody that night. Plus, Dave Pagoda swears that he saw him at the gas station. I mean, just the whole thing is just stupid. There's no possible way he did that. I mean, there's no evidence. There's nothing. They had no evidence until Brendan confessed 6 months later. Then all of a sudden there's evidence. I mean, the whole thing is just so stupid. Yeah, that's what I said. It's all rumors, James. Jody, and now what she says about SA, she's sick in the night. Jody's such an asshole. She's just mad. Believe me, if Stephen was out and there was a lawsuit, Jody would be like, oh, Stephen's so wonderful. He's the best man in the world. So would Lynn. Phony ass bitches. Head, what's that, Ethel? Oh, sick. She meant to write sick in the head. I thought you meant Jody was going to give him head if he was out. I'm crazy host, aren't I? Do you believe they'll never get out or change your view? Mark, you know my opinion on that. I hope like hell she can get him out. I don't know if it'll ever happen. As far as Brendan goes, there's more time. Sorry. Brendan, I believe will get out, even if he's 50. Brendan will get out eventually. Will Stephen ever get out of jail? I don't know. But I don't agree with Zellner. If she can't get him out, I don't believe it's because he's guilty. I believe she's dealing with an extremely corrupt court. And as we saw on Dassey's case, it can go higher up, and they're still yet to be determined. I mean, it's now he's going to go the criminal route. He didn't win civilly, so he didn't win federal route. It is so fucked. I totally agree with you. Jody just got another DUI recently. She's stuck in the patterns of substance abuse. Of course she is. And Stephanie, I agree with you. If anyone can do it, it is Zellner. I hope she can. James got my joke. I think it went over everyone else's head. Bad state, don't go there. It is a bad state, actually. I lived there for like a whole 4 months. My big 4-month stay in Wisconsin. Stephen had no defense. Yeah. The more and more I learn in Making a Murderer 2, the more I get so mad that those two were not really any better than Kaczynski. They just did it better. And then they used everybody's who didn't realize it and made fortune traveling the country speaking about a case they lost. It was really sad. The whole system is messed up. Even the Seventh Circuit railroaded Laura. I kind of expected that. No, the Seventh Circuit didn't railroad her. The Et Blanc, however he is pronounced it, that railroaded her. And it's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. She did her best. En Blanc, yeah. Oh, James is in Wisconsin. Yeah, it's cold there. What do you make of the discrepancy of time? TH was taking photos of the van between Bobby and the school bus driver. From what I remember, the school bus driver is not even credible. You can't even use the school bus driver because supposedly she lied too. And again, you guys are asking me stuff that I haven't even looked at in over 2 years, so I may be a little sketchy with it. But if I remember correctly, the bus driver lied too. Yeah, but Hawkeye or who asked me? Yeah, Hawkeye. I said this on my last live session, though. The truth of the matter is, what was it, 48 hearings in like 16 years are the en banc. You can't get, I mean, she probably never in her wildest dream thought that she would be in that position. I'm sure nerves played a big part, not knowing exactly how to react. I mean, you can't blame her, but also how she responded shouldn't be the answer. You're sitting on the highest of the high of courts. You shouldn't have to worry about if a lawyer's saying it right. Like, you should be able to look at the evidence like the other three did and say, this is so blatantly obvious. And that's what's sad. I know, right, Kate? I was thinking the same thing. Like, maybe I should go back and watch one for the 25th time. I believe she can establish they arrived around 3:30. Yeah, but then there was something about that, even though it was like turn the clocks back or something. I remember something about that, and they think maybe she had the wrong time. I don't totally remember. Mark says that stuff wouldn't happen here in the UK. We're not perfect, and high-profile sex stuff gets buried, but a case like this wouldn't happen. It's be deemed un-British and would face the Queen's justice. Queen will kick your ass. Honestly, though, a case like this has never happened before in the US, ever. I think that's why we discussed Stephen Avery's case. Like, even when I was doing my master's, we had talked about the case not too long, like a couple of years before Making a Murderer came out. So it really wasn't too long before. And I thought he was totally guilty. Like, I was convinced he was guilty. And we talked about him being guilty and what jail can do to you and why we have to come up with different solutions in prisons and blah, blah, blah. And then I watched Making a Murder. I wish I was still in class because I was like, whoa, maybe he's not so guilty. It was fucked up. You wouldn't have a bullet planted in the UK, that's for sure. That's true. Where can we find a proof of the bus driver lying? Irikos, do you know, or Mark, Bernard? I honestly couldn't even tell you. There were so many fucking documents that we all looked through and researched. I honestly don't remember. No, it's not a rumor. It's something with Buting and Strang that was said. Didn't forget about the West Memphis 3 girl. Yeah, that's another sad story. And you're right. I did forget about it. But no, you know what? Because it's not just that innocent people can't go to jail or innocent people aren't innocent. What I know, Heather, I agree. Bobby did it. What is that you're wrongly convicted, and now you're like a rock star, and then all of a sudden they plant this case on you, and now you're in jail for something you didn't do again. Like, that's never happened in my history of research. It has never happened before. The bus driver admitted that it could have been an earlier date she saw TH. She was unsure. That's why Irikos has like double the subscribers I have monthly, because he knows more. He remembers more. I'm trying to catch up to him. I used to be way ahead of him. Now everyone likes him more. I said that 5 messages back. LOL. Thanks, Lucy. Daniel Holtzclaw, I have very, very slightly looked into that case. Like, very slightly. I don't know why I haven't been able to gain interest in it. I just haven't. A lot of people have told me to look for it. I just really haven't. Prosecutorial misconduct. Prosecutor, I'll say PM. I agree with you. There are a lot of cases with it, but not to the extent of Kratz, where they find out, he created the story, and then he gets like in trouble with the bar association for being a sexual pervert. Like, there's just so many aspects of this case that are just so whacked it's just unheard of that all of these different things are in one case. It's like, how do all these things end up in one case? It's just weird. Thanks, Stephanie. Mark, I know it's not a competition. I'm joking. Jeez. Can we talk about her ex-boyfriend had her day planner? Here we go again with the day planner. You must be talking to Allie. All right. Here's the thing with the day planner. Zellner has said it means nothing. What I have concluded, Bernard Phillips, are you still here? Because Bernard did a whole thing about it. What I think happened is back to my original theory about Ryan, is that Ryan went looking for her on the 31st or the 1st, whenever the day, anytime before the 3rd. He went looking for her. He found her car. He didn't find her, but he found her car. We all know Ryan had the key because he gave it to the cops to plant. So he had the key. So he went into a car, possibly even moved it, and took out the stuff out of her camera, took out the memory card out of her camera, took the day planner, took things that were in her car, parked her car somewhere, maybe shoved it under some bushes, and walked away. And that's what Ryan has been covering. That's how I think he got the day planner. I do not think anything else about the day planner. I do have almost 600 last 28 days. Oh, I know, Ericos, and I'm only at like 328. So believe me, you don't got to shove it in my face. I know, I check every day. You're crushing me. I think it's stupidly, actually you have like 633, I believe. I think it's stupidly courageous that Manitowoc police tried to frame Stephen again when there was so much notoriety about his previous case. That's why. But Lucy, that's why they did it, because there was so much notoriety, and he wanted to be number one. He wanted to, Kratz had to win. Like they couldn't allow this to happen. That's why they did. It was actually pretty smart of them because now they didn't lose any money. Thank you, Heather. So does Zellner think Bobby got some on Steven's blood off his sink? I don't know. That the whole thing about Bobby getting it was new to me. I never heard that before recently. I always thought it was the cops that did it. Or what was her name? Not Brenda. I'm mixing two cases. Oh my God, what was that cop's name? The chick. I'll remember at some point. Oh my God, I can't think of the name. But she like burned a fire like with Kratz's name and Pagel's name, and yeah, it's Wendy, that was her name, Wendy Schmitz, I think. She, I believe, had a big part of this, a big part of the cover up, and I believe she was one of the ones that went after the blood. I think this should have been a mistake trail. As soon as the Colburn's big involved. He's heavily involved. There's not many people that I believe are involved in the setup. He is definitely right next to Kratz. Yes, but they knew they'd get away with it. You would think, Lucy, like, I don't know how they knew they were going to get away with it. I really don't. Mark says, of course, they'd have to prove it being framed, but I don't think they can. Didn't say he wasn't, just that he can't prove it. And I agree with you. They had 36 million reasons to frame Steven. You know what, though? I don't even think it's just about the money. I seriously think that it was more of an ego thing, that these people were not going to look like assholes. These people, maybe their pensions were threatened. I just think I really think it was more of an ego than so much about the money, because not all of that money, they would have found a way for the state to pay for it. That unless it was coming out of their personal pensions, I don't think the money was as big as their egos, and how it would make an entire city look, an entire town look. That's my personal opinion. Wendy Baldwin. Thank you, Philip. Bernard. I couldn't think of her fucking name. MCSD did it because no one else would believe the same guy was framed twice. I agree. Wendy in a bloody rag. And there was a news interview. If you were kind of new to this case, there was a news interview where Wendy Baldwin was undercover. Like, you could only see her feet, but she was the only female cop on the case, so it was kind of obvious. I actually made a video about it. It was like Burn the Bitch or something like that. It's way 2 years ago, but it's still up. You can find it. But she goes on this news interview saying how the trailer was so immaculate, and you could smell the smell of bleach because they cleaned it so much. And we were like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's tons of pictures. It was not clean. Steven is far from a clean freak. The place was a pigsty. But she went on this news report like everything was perfect. I made a video about it. Like I said, it's long time ago. It's one of the first couple ones I did. Do you think Bobby and Scott are the murderers? 100%. I agree with their egos being a big motivator. I do, Maggie. I always have. Insurance would have covered a lot of it. Exactly. Yeah, insurance would have covered a lot because, I mean, that's why these big companies and corporations and cops and, a lot of it does come. They said that they weren't going to cover the whole thing, but believe me, it wasn't really coming out of their pockets. I think ego was a much bigger motivation. Someone like Stephen Avery. Stephen Avery is not a well-classy, high end in society. And I really think that they weren't going to let them, up. He was a rock star. They always hated him. And here out comes this rock star, and everybody wants to know him, and newspapers everywhere he goes, and, always on the news, and Avery. They were not going to look like assholes. Bobby's back had a ton of scratches. I agree with you. Wonder how different a case would have planned out. Manitowoc County didn't get involved. I don't know. Obviously, it wouldn't have gone well, Karen, because um, Manitowoc County wanted, like, what was I going to say? Manitowoc County, I don't think it would have mattered because they had no evidence until Manitowoc County was involved, until after Brendan's confession. Other than that, they had nothing. So it would have been a big case, but then they would have lost, and that was that. If Bobby and Scott did it, why would the family be okay with them being free? Or do you think the family believes he's guilty? Really, Mark? Come on. We've been discussing this for 2 years. Barb is going to stick up for Bobby because Bobby has 2 kids. And that's all she keeps saying. Not that Bobby's not guilty or Bobby's innocent. All I hear out of her is Bobby has 2 kids. Don't do this. Bobby has 2 kids. And we all know she's she couldn't live without Scott abusing her daily. And that's, in my opinion, why she's sticking up for Bobby. Brendan's already in jail. Brendan doesn't have a life, where Bobby's got a life. Bobby's got a wife. Bobby's got a kid. Bobby's won awards for how great he kills animals. I mean, so that's why. Talk about Teresa's family. But you have to understand, Mark, Teresa's family believes they got the killers. I don't know if they watch Making a Murderer. I don't know if they watch Making a Murderer too. I don't know if I would. I would think that here this high power attorney is just trying to get my daughter's killers off. They probably don't watch it. I don't know. But I strongly believe they probably think that they got the right people in jail. Do they really? To them, I do think they really believe that. If the bones were sawed, did Bobby have a remote place where he could do that in private? Did his friend live alone? Did he have a remote? No, but Scott had one 10 miles away. Yeah, Zellner said she never talks to the Halbach family. Bobby killed Teresa. Scott helped clean it up. Kate, that's exactly what I've been saying for years. And Ryan and the cops 100% agree. Did these parties all know what really happened? I don't think anyone truly knows what happened to Teresa, honestly. I mean, obviously the killer does, but I don't think the DA knows. I don't think the cops actually know. I don't think anyone truly knows except the 2 that killed her. Mike Halbach is too in love with himself to not have watched himself in MAA. Is he really? I never really. I mean, I knew he was an idiot, but I don't, not one bit. Mike H is somehow involved in the framing of essay. Okay, Mark, we've discussed this, but let me say it to everyone. Mark writes, Mike H is involved somehow in the framing of essay. Why would they believe that he's guilty when they have to move the car onto his property? What would make them believe he was guilty? Here's my answer to that. And I've said this again for a long time. The problem is, if you know that if you believe that your murderers, that your sister was murdered, and you believe that you have the guys, but the cops don't have enough evidence to lock him up or to keep him locked up, aren't you going to do anything in your power to help that happen? Of course you would. Everybody would. With the clutter in the garage, how could you possibly? Exactly. I totally agree, Steve. You have to wonder why someone would change their story 8 times. Steven never changed his. That's what I'm saying, John. He never lied. He owned up to everything he's ever done, and there was no reason for it. I think I missed the question. Yes, without the framing, but what would lead the Halbachs to think Steven was guilty in the first place? Because the cops told him he was guilty. Cops told him immediately they was guilty. Shit, don't you remember? November 4th, he was guilty. But they didn't get in. I mean, November 5th is when they found the car on Avery's property. Avery didn't have a reputation, a great reputation. The cops probably embedded shit in their head, too. Mark, the cops told them they knew for sure Steven did it. They just couldn't prove it. Exactly. Bye, Steph. Thank you for coming. I got to be up at 4:30 in the morning, so I'm going a little longer. MH was being shifty before then. Well, think about it. How was he being shifty? They found the car on the 5th. They called her in on the 3rd. That's only a day and a half, 2 days. And I'm sure they were conspiring on the 4th, telling the family, we know Steven did it. Now we just need to prove it. I mean, you're only talking 24 hours. What do you mean grieving process? The parents were probably grieving, but that was, I mean, you can't really say how you're going to act unless you're in the position, honestly. 2 people lifted her out of the car. There were no smears of blood or drag smears. Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too. Pete Dassey says that he gives Barb for money for gas, but that she doesn't get gas cards from the other group cons. Oh my God, Britain, don't even go there. My favorite person in the whole wide world. Not Rebecca Snodgrass. Yeah, she supplies Barb with these gas cards over and over and over for probably 2.5 years now. I don't know if she still is. But yeah, it's pathetic. They could buy a new house, but you can't go see your son. Mark, we know Steven did it, but have no evidence, so help us plan it. I totally agree. No grieving process Mike talked about while she's still missing before the car was moved. But he may have been the strong one in the family, Mark. You don't know. We don't know them. We don't know the family dynamics of them. We have never seen them really interview or talk other than, what Making a Murderer showed. So you can't really judge them on that. Yeah, James, I remember that though. That's not totally new. I remember that because that text was going around for a long time with Scott. And let me tell you guys, I'll let you know a little secret. Scott has a brother named Sean who's a little weird. But I was talking to him a couple of years ago. He thinks Scott did it. And that's honest to God. He literally told me that he believes Scott did it. That Scott is an abusive type of man. I feel the only way the Halbach family can continue to say Steve Avery is guilty is if they maintain that they haven't watched MAM2. Otherwise, I'd have to question some things. Maggie, I'll agree with that. But even guilters will tell you that Zellner's experts, they didn't get the whole thing. They only snipped parts of what they wanted you to hear, yada, yada. So the Halbachs might be thinking the same thing. Now, if I was a Halbach, what I would do is I would tell Making a Murderer, I want all the unedited portions of those videos. I don't want the edited version of the experts. Give me the full out, unedited of the experts, and I will gladly speak in your, movie. That would be me, though. The police knew Teresa was shot in the head before they found her bones. They asked Brendan about it. There is no way they could have known that unless they did it. That's an interesting point, Gabrielle. She could have been dead already, and they just found her body, and then they shot her in the head. And that's the other thing that I noticed that I didn't catch the first time. Kratz turned around and said something about how they, it shot her in the head, and it could only have come from Steven's gun. They had Steven's gun in custody. Hello. So yeah, very easily could have came from his gun. How do you have a connection with his brother? That's cool. Who has a connection with the brother? I don't. I have a connection with my brother. Is that Teresa's real mother? I believe it is, Christine. The brother is a half brother. I think the mother's the real mother, and the father's a half father, something like that. You said, oh no, I spoke with Scott's brother. I will pull up all the texts. He's crazy. I thought he was like going to kill me at one point because he started screaming. I mean, Casey spoke to him too. He started screaming at me at one point. I'm saying like, you told me you weren't going to open your mouth. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's going to kill me. And then like 6 months later, out of nowhere, I get this text from him. Where do you live? Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that. Like he was weird, but his name's Sean. He's on Facebook, Sean Taddick. I did speak to his brother. I spoke to him twice on the phone and through Facebook Messenger. So I do have I'll post them one day. I still have all the messages. I'm sure I still have them. Facebook doesn't erase them, thank God. Heard that the father is Teresa's uncle, in other words, your father's brother. Yeah, that's right. Her real father died and then she married his brother. That is correct. Is Sean his son? Scott Taddick's son? No, Sean is his brother. You guys, like I said, you guys can look him up on Facebook. It's Sean Taddick, SHAWN. But he's like, woohoo, he's crazy. Her father's brother. Yeah, it was her dad's brother. The mom married her dad's brother when her dad died. That is correct. I forgot about that, actually. If there are no bone fragments on the build, shouldn't it be thrown out? It all should have been thrown out. If Steven did it, surely he would have used the crusher to get the car. Absolutely, Steve. Does ST have any kids that anyone knows about? Scott? I don't believe so. I don't think he does have any kids. Not that I've ever researched. The fact that the cops questioning whether knew she was raped, did she just assume being an avert meant you were a rapey? My feeling on that is they got that from Bobby's computer. That they knew that there was shit on Bobby's computer that brought up the whole rape thing. That's my own opinion. Yeah, Britton, I hate to say it, I really believe Steven's twins did that. They were just trying to make money like Carla Chase, because they have not even said a word. They haven't been in Making a Murderer 2. They were out for a little while, and then they just kind of, I guess they felt like they weren't making money, and they disappeared. That's a personal opinion from what I've seen. I mean, does anyone know, are they even still around? Yeah, I thought the twins' interview was weird. Why are they not interested in keeping in touch? I don't know either. I want to say it has to do with money. If she was shot in the head, then why wasn't the bullet found in the bullet barrel? Yeah, the bullet was found, 6 months later? What? You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everyone? The bullet was found 6 months later. Steven have any contact with his kids? I'm not sure, but the whole family dynamic of them are weird because she married Pete or something. I think it was Pete she married. Like she married Barb's ex and he raised Steven's kids. I mean, that's why like someone said, oh, it's a bunch of incest. It's just very weird. Ugh. Very dysfunctional. Come here, Poopy. Come here. He won't let me pick him up. Steven has a lot of family support, his nieces, brothers, parents. What's going on? Bobby right now yeah, Britain, nobody knows. We haven't gotten any confirmation. Steve's ex married Pete. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ugh. Ugh. Say hi, Fluffernugan. Say hi, Fluffernutter Butter. Say hi. Fluffernutter Butter. He's my little munchkin. Oh. He's almost a year old. He needs a haircut so bad. No. Thanks. Yeah, my little munchkin. Zellner wants the bones so she can have an expert look at them. She's certain it was a blunt object that did the damage, not a gunshot. Yeah, I agree with that. Everyone's telling me, because I'm not really sure why she isn't entitled to everything. You think so, Maggie? He'll always be live. Oh, it's a long video. It's like 3 hours. It ended up going a long time. Avery is guilty as hell. Really, John? Can you back that up, or are you just a troll? Jeremy, what's up? Something is up with the broken light from the car. Ethel, I don't know why they won't give it. I don't know why they won't let her have it. Is not Suma. Dog's not cuter. I'm a troll because I think he's guilty. No, you're not a troll because you think he's guilty, but back it up. I can give you 100,000 reasons, John, why he's not guilty. So tell me why you think he is guilty. Because a lot of guilters just come on and say, oh, he's guilty, and they can't back it up. So back it up. Because the light probably has Hilligoss prints all over it. See, that's the other thing. I'm sure they've cleaned them. I'm sure that there's nothing on them anymore. Does the family still have the vehicle they think was moved? No, I don't believe so. The fact that she was even at that junkyard with a dude, that's a hillbilly. So that's why you think he's guilty. Like, seriously. Hi, everyone. What's up, Ginger? Or Exploring Ginger? But John, it's stuff like that that guilters say that it's meaningless. Like, give me a reason why you think why he's guilty. Show me evidence of Brendan being guilty. Good, how are you? His DNA on the key without fingerprints. There was not his fingerprints. There were not her fingerprints. There was DNA. You kind of have to have fingerprints to put DNA on it. And if there were no fingerprints, it proves the DNA was planted. Next. Yeah, his DNA was on the key. But there were no fingerprints on it, just DNA. You've seen Brendan's interviews, okay? Well, Mark, in all actuality, I've heard guilters argue that point and say that that Stephen wiped it clean and then his DNA went on it, which is not even logical. These cops treated Brendan well. John? Treating him well in what respect? The fact that they paid for him and his family to go away for a night and they decided not to record it after Stephen was in jail already? Yeah, I'd say it's pretty nice. It's completely fucking unheard of, but it's nice. No, I can deal with a guilter. I have no problem. I just want a guilter that can argue a solid fact because they don't argue facts. They are just looking for loopholes. You still haven't given me one fact. And I'm willing to go head to head. Just give me a fact. Give me a solid reason why you think that they got the right people. Kratz practically admitted. That's right. Kratz did practically admit it was planted. Because a narcissist will always give himself up. Make his truth the reality. Brennan's story was never backed up with real forensics. Yeah, that's another thing, John Hagee. He did sign a Miranda, but he's a 16-year-old kid. Where I'm from, a cop is not even legally allowed to sign a Miranda right at 16 years old without a parent. But John, someone brought up a really good question. If you believe the interview, then how come not 1 ounce of evidence backed that interview? There was nothing that backed that interview of Brendan. You couldn't even find DNA of Brendan on anything. So tell me how the interview was even any good. Has anyone not got the full picture? Yeah, a lot of people haven't. Can anyone prove her throat was slit? I'll wait. Her throat was slit. What do you mean her throat was slit? They found her burned. They had no way to know her throat was slit. Oh, so you want to use Brendan's interview when it suits? What, John? What are you talking about? You have an interview and then you have to have evidence. If there's no evidence to back up the interview is false. Oh, he's kissing me. The evidence, if there was not 1 ounce of evidence to back up that interview, it just wasn't there. You know, like Mark's right. You don't find it odd that the coroner was threatened with arrest for going there? Like it's a murder scene. How do you not have a CSI team or a coroner? I saw Mark Wager yesterday at a restaurant when I was out to eat. Did you give him a high five? What are my thoughts on him? I don't think he was a key player, to be honest with you. I think that he did what he was supposed to do or that he was directed to do, but I don't know how much involvement he is. Thanks, Ginger. Kathy R, question mark. I'm suspicious that maybe he's not fully aware of the case in its entirety, but still his opinions, bits and pieces of bullshit. I totally agree. Weiger, child abuser. Okay. What are your thoughts about Fassbender? Fassbender, I believe, is in the same position as Weiger. I think they knew what was going on, but I think they didn't want to know the full extent of what was going on, and I think they were directed from Kratz of exactly what to do. Can you guys let the dog out? It's fact bender or ass bender. Good point. But like I said, I think they were more directed of what to get from them. I don't really believe they were fully involved in the the setup. I think they were more directed. I just do. I can't tell you why. I know what you mean. Yeah, I can't explain what I'm saying, but that's what I mean. I had to mute for a second. Whoop, it's not gonna work. All right, it's not working. So the corrupt officials, in your opinion, are definitely Ken Kratz, definitely Colburn, definitely Padgel. I think there were more in Calumet than there were in Link is involved, and those are the core players. And I think that's about it. I think after that you hit a game of telephone, and someone was going to tell. Kratz told him what to say and what to ask. I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. I think he was directed, but you can't have. Padgel was the head, the one that sat next to Kratz at the press conference. At the press conference, and he was the one that he was the head police officer or something for Calumet County. Kratz making signals to Bobby and Scott. Totally agree. Could you let the dog out?
Yeah. Do you want things home now or 9:30? Because he wants to finish a movie.
He could finish a movie.
Finish a movie.
That's fine. Kratz making signals to Bobby and Scott. I totally agree. His mama called him Mark. His mama called him? Oh. I think Kratz is his own mama. Decorad had been full of blood, DNA of Taria. Yeah, someone said that today that I think it was Bernard Phillips had said it, that Zellner is waiting for results from Dassey's yard, Dassey's garage. I mean, they kill blood. There's probably blood everywhere in there, like everywhere. So I don't know how far that's going to get them. The garage would have been full of blood, DNA of Teresa if she was shot or even no. Supposedly her throat was slit in the trailer where they cut her hair and everything else, and then miraculously cleaned it all up so much that there was no evidence at all. It was the biggest joke ever. Yeah, in the bedroom, trailer bedroom, same thing. But yeah, there wasn't even a fucking hair. Wouldn't luminol decipher between deer blood? I know it shows blood, but I mean, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't see how now it's going to make a difference. It's 11 years. I mean, I'm sure they've cleaned it up, but who knows? Zero DNA, agreed. Oh. This is when he becomes a badass. He starts growling. Tell you what annoys me when Luke Berg uses Brendan's memories. I hate that motherfucker. As evidence, he did it. Like the screams have been proven. It's made up and he uses evidence. I totally agree. Fucked up how Kratz inserted himself into MAM2. Yeah, for someone who never wants to be involved. He never wants to be involved, but yet he seems to be right there. The haircutting is the best part. I totally agree with you. Yeah, I don't like Luke. I think he's an asshole. I think he's a liar. And, you know, that's another thing. Do you ever notice all they do is talk about poor Teresa and poor Teresa's family? Like, why is that? Why are you trying to tug strings of everybody? Like, just, like, stop trying to pull the strings of everyone. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, I could pull out a hair right now. Like, you're always going to lose hair. It's so stupid. But meanwhile, he won. He's been winning all over. That's the sad part. Now go out. Ugh. What's the matter, Buka? I heard someone earlier say zippers tore down the garage. They did, but I guess Zellner thought nothing of the zippers. My hair looks so greasy. I guess Zellner thought nothing of the zippers because they weren't even like remotely mentioned in Making a Murderer 2. And that's how it came up with the graphic mark. Yeah, you know what was really funny when Brendan was asked how he came up with the graphic details, and he said the book. Yeah, I'll agree with you. So what do you guys think of, I want to say Kaylee, but that's not her name, Kayla, and what she said? Do you guys buy it or don't buy it? Do you think she made up that whole story? Do you think there was more to it? Keep watching Netflix while Avery rots in jail. John, listen to me, okay? Some of us, I can't speak for all of us, but some of us that I know personally have been studying this case for more than 2.5 years. We've read every fucking document there is. We have read every court transcript there is. I haven't read every court transcript, but other people have. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. I don't have time to read every single word. But we've all read it. This is not based on Making a Murderer. I'm so tired of people saying that. Peter North, your old porn star. Great stream, honey. Thanks, old porn star. Yes, every time something comes up to be addressed regarding Stephen's case, they shut it down and continually apologize to the Halbachs. All the time. And they pull at the strings. Kayla, I don't know what to think. I don't either. John, you're only proving you're capable of a lateral thought because I've asked him 100 times to give me something and he's just throwing out stupid shit. But John, you're here. Nobody asked you to come here. I'm worth enough time. You made a comment about me. You came here. It seems like a typical response from a teenager. Kayla got into some social stuff with Brendan and then regretted it later. Yeah, I don't know if it's real or not. I agree, Suma. He's a total troll. And like I said, I don't mind getting into it with guilters, but give me something. Brendan was a virgin. I'm sure he's still a virgin, or maybe not be, but either way. Why is I can't mute? I can't mute. Oh, I can do it here. Hold on. Okay. Smoke some weed and make love. John must be related to some of them. Maybe John is Kratz. John, are you Kratz? Time to bring my army in. Oh, you scare me now. John is asking someone make some crack comments now. I wish he was Kratz. I am so dying to go head to head with Kratz. So dying. Claim anyone disagreeing is disrespecting the family. I agree. What is Bobby's search history? Not a red flag to prosecutors. I am not, but maybe that it was a red flag, but they didn't care. They were getting Steven regardless. John, I already said what's up. Are you going to add any substance, or are you just going to like sit there and do nothing? This clown has multiple accounts. Oh, I'm sure he does. Ken Kratz told the truth. Yeah, okay. Ken Kratz wouldn't know the truth if it shoved it up, if it was right in his face. The only thing Ken Kratz knows how to do is lie. Tell John to bring in his army. Yeah. Block his ass. No, but if he's an honest guilter and maybe he is fucking Ken Kratz, that would be nice. Just admit it. Is he Haggerty? Nah. John's an army of himself. I wish he was Kratz. I am dying. I would pay somebody to bring Kratz in here. I would love to go head to head. That's what I'm saying. He's not even debating. He's just trolling. So moving on, we'll just ignore him. So I'm gonna go for like another 10 minutes because I seriously have to be up at like 4:30 in the morning for work. It's gonna suck. Mark wrote, it's standard stuff, works the same with any conspiracy, establish the official narrative, label anyone a conspiracy theorist who disagrees. Very true. Jeremy Lame. Suma, did you even watch it yet? You better watch too. I think it's pornography charges. Start flying birds. Will start singing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's doing with that or why they haven't charged them. Maybe because it was like 10 years ago. I don't know. I'm sure there's a statute of limitations. Well, John is most likely a teenager, so he's at Kratz's intelligence. So that's the thing. Kratz isn't stupid. He's just a narcissistic asshole. Kratz is really a woman. He sure sounds like it. Melissa. Block his ass. John, are you Ken Kratz? I can remove it. There is no block. It's report, remove, put user in timeout. Let's put him in timeout. Okay, he's in timeout now. For 300 seconds. Tell me, for those of you on Facebook, tell me that is not the worst. Like, I would rather get kicked out of a group than get muted. And you might be right. Lucy said there is no statute of limitations on child porn. Did you guys hear Barb's latest? Is that the discs, the hard drive, were switched out? Like, really, Barb? The hard drives were not switched out all of a sudden. Nobody went into your closet. Kratz has a very small penis. Like, that much. Can you speak your mind, John? You're not saying anything. You're just being annoying. Next, I'm gonna boot you. If you want to speak, then speak. You want to have an intelligent debate, have an intelligent debate. Just sit there and say Avery's guilty. You're just annoying. I agree, Hawkeye. Barb is definitely a special kind of stupid. Phoenix. I know. the horse come. Yeah, okay. I can't be blocked. Avery's guilty. You want to bet, motherfucker? I can remove you. I'll just keep putting you in timeout then. Can we agree that the police could have planted the porn on Bobby's computer? Nah, there was too much of it. After all, the biggest child porn database. I absolutely don't think why would they plant it on Bobby's computer? There's no logic in that. Hard drive is time stamped and it was keep a record. You're not back for long. Are people allowed to express thoughts on case in here? Of course you are, Mass Channel. Just if I'm going to tell you the same thing I say in my group. If you're a guilter, that's perfectly fine. But reason, debate, logical facts, not Avery's guilty. Not because then you're just wasting everyone's time. What's up?
Can you let Buka in? I'm trying to go to sleep.
All right, good night. Love you.
I'm saying, can you let Buka in?
Yes, goodbye. Go to bed.
Bye.
Christine, that's been debate. Yeah, if you believe he's guilty, I'm cool with that. Just give me a reason. I wasn't sure because that guy was banned. That guy was banned because he's an idiot. Because all he just keeps saying is Avery's guilty. And I've asked him 100 times to give me a logical explanation behind why he thinks Avery's guilty so we could have a nice debate, and he doesn't. Bobby's a good dude. Oh, yeah, Bobby's wonderful. If the police were going to plant porn, then they would have had put it on Avery. Yeah, I agree. They wouldn't have put it on Bobby. No porn on Stevens was ever found. Good point. Avery did it, though. Here we go. Based on what? Oh, you must be John's friend that he was bringing in. I think they should look into Ryan Hilligas and search his house. There's nothing to search. He was living with Teresa. He moved into Teresa's house. Do you believe Scott or Bobby had an obsession with murder victim? I don't believe so, but I don't think Scott was involved in that end of it, but I think Bobby and her had something, and somehow one thing led to another and escalated higher. What do you think of Avery's mom's hair? Do not pick on Mama Avery. I will boot you. And you're about to get booted. So. Remove. Remove. And where do you think Teresa was killed? I couldn't even begin to tell you where she was killed. I have no idea. No idea at all. Lots. I already booted him. Lots have guilt in their eyes. Stephen isn't one of them. Avery's guilty as a cat with a mouse in his mouth. Okay, again, B. Auser, give me a reason you think that. Oh my God, here's another fucking idiot. Remove. I adore Dolores Avery, Alan Avery too. They are such decent people. I agree. Avery sent me a letter from prison confessing. All right, you're gone too. Thanks, Maggie. They're just idiots. I'm just gonna delete. Watching the first time I am, you can't miss his innocence of his setup. Not so much from the first, but I mean, everyone wants proof. After the first one, I've always said that it's not so much about them that I think innocent or guilty, but they absolutely did not get a fair trial. How do you keep coming back? I keep removing you. Honest Crowd is using Snapchat filters increase your ability to talk about this case. Snapchat filters. I'm fucking live with no makeup on. You're a fucking moron. It's an idiot Snapchat filter. I'm fucking live on a webcam. Hide user on this channel. Now I can't see it. King John Hattie. That's pretty funny. All right. So now let me know if you. I know I don't even have fucking makeup on. Ah, thanks, Uma. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know where you got the filter thing from. That was like retarded. My pimp hand is always strong. Apparently, John has more friends with circle jerking hand tonight. I circle jerking hard. I agree with that. Guilt is really desperate now. Can't debate to just troll. It's true though, and it's annoying. And they all share this common bond that they don't think outside the box. All they think about is, oh, one thing done. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think the guy who mentioned the filter was complimenting you, but I don't even have a filter. I didn't even take a shower today. You want the truth? That's why my hair looks greasy. It's like pumpkin picking. John Hagee owns you, said this channel's a troll channel. It's pretty funny. Heidi's are on this channel. Trolls are all over. They really are. They're annoying as hell. Of course, it's true. You can't argue with the truth, so you have to use other methods. Same works with other conspiracies. That's true. Damn trolls. Exactly, mass channel. What part of the murder do you think Ryan, Scott, and Bobby have? I just lost it. Oh, you retracted it. John is an NPC. What's an NPC? The defense didn't question everything like KHC has been doing. I hope he gets the opportunity to a fair trial. Agree. Laura, it's admirable that you encourage guilters as long as they back up what they say. Because I respect people's opinions if they're going to back it up with evidence. If you're just going to say, oh, he's innocent because I said so, or he's guilty because I said so, it's retarded. Dan O'Donnell is another one. I've been asking for 2 years to be in a debate with him. He's the simplest, stupidest man I've ever seen alive, honestly, because he thinks like a Harvard graduate. He's probably extremely intelligent, but the man doesn't have 1 ounce of common sense. And he thinks, oh, there's DNA on the key, must mean he's guilty. Like they're so clueless. Like it's like they're so smart, they're so stupid. My cat is named Fritz. All right. I think Brendan was influenced by his brother, and that's why he confessed. Agree, but like I said, he was only 16. I don't doubt that he was that they thought maybe he would be tried as a juvenile and then it wouldn't matter. You know, he'd be out in like 2 years. NPC non-player character. It's a new meme that makes fun of people that can't think for themselves. Kate says, yes, Laura, back up your views. Exactly. You believe in the very media you are against. Who's believing the media? Show me proof Avery is innocent. I don't have all that time, but I have 112 videos that will show you why he's innocent. Bernard Phillips thinks a similar think is and memory. Hard proof, no YouTube bullshit. What do you want to know? All right, Channel Killer, let me ask you. Did you watch my video from tonight? Did you see Kratz? Did you see a letter that Kratz wrote? See, again, you're nothing. You can't even fucking debate. You just say this stupid ass shit like every other guilter. Like, I wouldn't even waste my time. You're just ridiculous. How do I get them out forever? I don't think I can. Okay, mass. Why? now there's like 7 of you. That's probably the same person, but 7 of you I've asked to give me a reason why you think he's guilty, and not one of you can. I'm gonna start charging you guys like $1 for every answer that you avoid. Out your pandering to these idiots. I'm boring. It's boring now. I agree with you. But I am cutting it, Huggy, in a minute anyway, because I got to get to bed. Let's see. I have been blocking. I can't. But I am going to cut it. I should have cut it like 20 minutes ago. Just ignore them. I'm not even acknowledging them anymore. Yusha, I am going to do a lot, like a big one every Friday. But I figure if I do too many live ones, you guys will get bored of me. But I'm going to do more premieres because I think it's pretty cool that you guys can interact with me while a video is going on. So if I have another long video where I do like another hour video or 45 minutes, like I've done, and most people are not going to sit there and watch me 45 minutes to an hour just blabbing. That's when I'll do another premiere, maybe like Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I'll do a premiere, and then you guys can interact with me during a live stream. So this way you're not just like looking at me. We're actually watching my video together. It's pretty cool. I'm a single mom of 2 kids your age. All right. There's no way your kids are my age. I'm old. Believe me, I'm old. Hell no, you're good, girl. Love watching. Thanks, Ginger. Your kids' age. Sorry, I was gonna say, yeah, mine are 13, and 10. Why isn't Zellner? What's up, playlist? Why isn't Zellner acknowledging that LE had the Rav in custody on the 3rd? Because it was the 4th. We discussed this on my live on Friday. We couldn't remember if it was the 3rd or the 4th that it was in custody. I don't know why Zellner's not noticing it, and I totally agree with you. I'm not reading what they wrote. Uija 2013 wrote it. I'm 3 years older than you. Edward Hubbard played a. Oh, I didn't even realize it was him I was reading. Whoop. I know, I'm totally ignoring them. Well, what I read before was from Playlist. He's not a troll at all. You're welcome, Raquel. Thanks, Kate. Lots of names involved. Seems Raquel, who's short thing. All right, guys, it's 9:30. I got to be up at 4:30. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to take off because it's Monday. But Tuesday, I will do another video with a premiere. Wednesday, I'll probably do a live if I can get it done early enough. And then Friday night, for sure, we can go 3-4 hours. I'm totally cool with that. All right. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you have the bell so you guys know when I'm going live. I'll try to announce it in the rooms and stuff on Twitter, and you guys know where to find me. Thanks, Kathy. Thank you, Simon. Thanks, Hawkeye. Quick tip, once outed as a troll, ignore everything, or you will just cost viewers. I agree with you, but you can't block them. I've tried. Maybe Ericos will tell me how to block them. All I could do is give them timeout or remove, and then they come right back under another name. Well, local politics would drive people to ban a coroner from doing a job, if nothing illegal. Absolutely. Totally agree. Good night, guys. Suma. You don't even work Mondays. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Mark, don't even see you guys telling me not to engage, but you're engaging. So on that note, I wish there was a way to, like, trolls, you could charge them like $1 a stupid statement. That would be awesome. So, all right, peace out, guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining me again. No, but someone is engaging with them. Mark Addy's answering him and engaging with him. That's why. Bye. Have a great night, and I'll see you guys soon. And again, I really, really am. It's awesome that you guys come and visit me live. That's like so cool. So, all right, I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.